You heard what Nigel Farage was talking about. He says Britain will be back in charge. Do you agree with what he just said?
No, I think he's telling a false prospectus. I mean, Britain has significant policy autonomy at the moment. It's done very well out of the EU. It's performed very well economically. And I think it would discover that once it left the EU, if it did Brexit, it would discover itself very much on the outer and having to negotiate free trade agreements which involve giving up autonomy and sovereignty and the like. So I don't see any upside. I just see significant economic and political downside.
Okay, so the downside, one of them being, of course, the pound is going to suffer significantly.
Yes.
A lot of people are saying it could be a 20% fall, but it's short-term pain, correct?
Yes, but it'll be a long haul back. I mean, if you look at all the IMF, the OECD, the other forecasts that have been made, British GDP will be down 4 or 5% for a while to come. So employment will suffer, trade will suffer, investment will suffer. So yes, there'll be some short-term pain that might claw back, but this is going to be a long climb back from the UK. It's a self-inflicted wound.
Okay, the reason why we brought you on is because, proponents have been calling for everybody, what would be the post-Brexit model everybody's focusing on. Proponents are saying Singapore could be one economic success story that the UK could follow. But you're saying it's a very weak argument, and I'm thinking it's not really comparing apples and apples, are we?
No, it's completely different. I mean, Singapore has done very well. That's certainly true since independence 50 years ago, but it's deeply embedded into the region, Asia, ASEAN. And that's the story for all successful small economies. You look at Ireland, also very deeply embedded into Europe. That's the core of its success. So this notion that you can somehow leapfrog your region and be prosperous that way, I think misunderstands the Singapore experience and the experience of other successful small countries. So I think Singapore is a very misleading case to support the Brexit argument.
So what are the options for a post-Brexit model? Are we looking at Norway? Are we looking at Switzerland?
Well, possibly, but no one really knows. I mean, Norway and Switzerland do offer models, but they are significantly smaller than the UK economy. So Britain would, I think, be punished for its decision to leave should it Brexit. It's going to have to be much more like Norway and Switzerland taking on board many of the EU requirements without an ability to set the terms of that debate. So it's going to make itself very peripheral, both in terms of Europe, but also in the context of signing FTAs with the US, with big countries in Asia as well. And if you look at the way in which Switzerland has struggled to sign meaningful free trade agreements, I think the UK will discover what it's like to be small and somewhat peripheral.